I actually do have a question, even if I'm the MC, but I do have a question. I think any one of you can really answer for this. So if you want to answer it, please do take the mic. What my question is regarding about, did you already know that your passion was this, or did you actually have to find it like during the course of your entire, your entire life? Like, was there something that made you had that decision, like, yes, this is where I want to be, or did it really took you a long time just to find it, or was it already something that that maybe when you were already in your childhood that I already know what I want to do, and that I just keep pursuing it? So that's my questions. So if any of you would like to answer it, please. Thank you.
I love it. Suddenly it's ladies first.
That's why I'm opening this to the floor so everyone can ask.
Do we use the mic or can we just speak?
Just use the mic. I think just so that everybody can listen.
Hello. Hi everyone. My name is Azhani. I'm also known as Emma Good 8 in Brunei. I'm RB Social Media. I manage RB Social Media channels and communications on those channels. But when I first started, I was RB's legal counsel. So I was a lawyer by profession. Well, I am a lawyer by profession. And I think when I was younger, it just naturally evolved that I was going to be a lawyer because my father and my grandfather was in the police force, and they were police prosecutors. So I was always around tables where they're talking about prosecuting people and justice and the law. And then, Asian parents, you have to either be an accountant, a lawyer, a doctor. So it was that kind of thought process that led me to go into law. Having said that, I was also very much, I like writing, I like communicating, I like putting out my thoughts on paper. When I was younger, I kept on writing in a little book. I guess now I write on Instagram, or in 2004, I wrote on blogs. So it's kind of what I love to do, what I'm doing now. It has evolved over the years through being a lawyer, through writing proper briefs and proper things, to writing marketing stuff and social media stuff, through writing on blogs and writing in the Brunei Times about issues about Brunei. So yeah, I kind of knew that I was going to be a communicator, and now the channel is social media. So yeah. But Siti has an interesting story, because you would never guess what Siti was doing before this. I'll guess. 3 guesses.
Yes. It's a good one. Yes,
3 guesses. What did Siti do?
Anyone got a guess?
Yeah.
Gone. I love this story.
I'll make a guess then. I guess she works in the government. Like
Yeah,
maybe.
absolutely. But I'm done with that. But actually, like, I dreamt of, I wanted to be a rock star. I grew up in the 80s and great rock stars. And of course, I can't sing. So it's going to be a bit of a problem. I was always really good in science. Left at a very young age, went to boarding school, and I was in scholarship, and I'm a chemist by trade. So I studied chemistry, believe it, and I went to teach chemistry at college for a while, whilst at the same time I was writing and doing entertainment hosting on television. It was at the same time I was doing it, and as soon as I finished my scholarship bond, I quit, pack and leave, and start working on film sets in other countries. Because I think one day it hit me, oh, why am I driving through the same roundabout every day at the same time? Oh, this is not me. I'm just going to pack as soon as I pay the bond, and then I go. So I made my family happy, so that I have actually a backup plan in case, I can't be a rock star, definitely not. But if I can become a film director, so I have a backup plan. I can always go back to chemistry and work in the industry. But I hope not lah. I kind of enjoy what I do. Yeah, that's my luck.
Hi guys, how's everybody doing this afternoon? Well, it's gonna be night.
Good, good.
Yeah, good?
Great.
Okay, so as a child, a 90s child, I was really inspired by the Spice Girls. So, I mean, they're touring really soon and I hope to get a ticket. Yes, it's a comeback, girl power. So Nafora basically is, I've always built Nafora to, we want to design for women in general. We're a feminist brand, and we're very much inspired by women empowerment. So as a teen, I've always wanted to do fashion design. So, but my mom told me, you know, I think you should study something. As an Asian parent, you know, you want to, yeah, yes, exactly, doctor, accountant, all the boring jobs. But I mean, if you still want to be that, that's completely fine. Not hating. But then I told myself, okay, let's just compromise. Let's just meet in the middle. How about I study marketing and then come back and do fashion design as a full-time job? Unfortunately, 10 years ago, back in 2008, I thought to myself, maybe, you know, I don't have to do fashion. I don't think I need to do fashion, because when I came back to Brunei, there was nothing much I can do here. You know, like Klaus mentioned earlier on, you know, we're not going to make it. We've only got 500,000 in population. But then the Spice Girls came back, you know. and I said, oh, you know, I really want to do this. So in 2010, I worked for a company called the AG Network. It's now rebranded to Dynamic Technologies, and I actually saw my CEO as an inspiration, and the way she dresses is, you know, it's very intimidating, and I wanna cater to that, you know. And then I met yes, Miss Lena. I met Miss Yana as well a few years back, and I thought to myself, damn, that lady knows how to dress. Yeah, so basically now for the brand really wants to cater to women like that, and I see a few clients as well in the audience. I'm not going to mention, but I see some clients. So we cater to fashion-forward young professionals such as yourself. And if you'd like to ask more questions about fashion later, or maybe your dream career, you can always ask the panel here.
As you know, my name is Rano. I have a guess. What do you think what was my ambition when I was a kid? Have a guess. Teacher?
Social.
Own Adidas.
Actually,
Own Adidas.
I wanted to be an architect.
Oh.
Yeah, I wanted to be an architect when I was a kid. And I was buying books, interior designing, but I ended up taking a business course. I went up, it's a different direction, because I wanted to be a rock star for my mom. Maybe it's just more of a blessing that I'm proud. I want my mom to be proud of who I am. So, and because my mom owns a lot of businesses, so the idea is after I graduate, I will take over, like run a few of her businesses. But sometimes I felt that if it becomes an obligation, you never know that whether you like it or not. So, I mean, I'm a business-minded person, but in the end, no. I had a lot of conflict with myself, a lot of differences with of course, having family businesses, there's always a lot of conflict. This is bound to happen, and you cannot fire your own family. Which is true, you know. So what happened was, at that time, I remember I was very passionate in bringing my camera. Back in those days, there were no digital camera. It was all analog. I have to buy many rolls of films. I just take candid shots of people, and all I did was, maybe it could be just one person, I just waste one whole film on just one person within 5 minutes. I'll go to the shop, wash it, spend a lot of money, scan it, and then post it up on the old social network. Back then, this is way before Friendster.
Yeah.
So you know, I think all of you here that you never heard of, maybe you heard of Friendster but never used it. So that's how ancient.
Explain. We don't know with Klaus, yeah? Please.
Yeah, so
It's before Facebook.
Yeah.
that's how I did my microblogging. I just post photos and people were so engaging. I did a lot of microblogging, and I did that almost 5-6 years, way before I started blogging. At the same time, when I quit my job, I do a lot of things. I was doing direct selling. I was trying to do things that I want to do on my own. I don't want to rely on my mom. So in the end, when I found out, when I started blogging, I don't know, suddenly said, wow, suddenly somehow, why did my readership went from 500 to 1,000 to 20,000? That was back in 2004, 2003. So what happened was, I said, okay, this is a business opportunity. I must set it, like Klaus was saying, set a goal. So I said, I'm going to believe in this. I said, this is not a low hanging fruit. So I'm going to go for the top. And I told myself, I want to make this into a business model. When that happened, I knocked on a few doors. Of course, just like maybe in insurance, you know, you have a lot of rejection. But once you get one good client, and everything will kick off from there. And I start believing, I know this is going to work, but it takes a lot of hard work. And because I was so passionate, I never gave up. Same with Farhanna, no? She never gave up. She gave up, maybe she got inspired by Spice Girls. I was inspired by trying to prove that this is what I'm very passionate about. So now it's been 17 years. So I do agree with Mr. Klaus. He's saying about passion, commitment, even setting a goal. Even your goals could be very small, but if you achieve that, that is already a success. Because success is a measurement of what you can achieve, the goals that you set. So this is very important. So now I'm happy. I am working with, I'm like, people say I'm killing two birds with one stone. I love what I do, and I'm also earning it at the same time. So that's my backstory.
What was the question again? No, I'm just kidding. The question is, do you always know what you're passionate about?
Yeah.
And then how you end up in what you're doing?
Yeah, along those lines, my question is regarding like, did you already know about your passion, or did you actually have to, not really wait, but more like just have this sudden realization during the course of your life?
I am 41 years old. So, you know, along the line, during the working years, I've gone through a lot of different changes. Do I know what my passion was when I was little? The answer is no. I was totally clueless. But, you know, hindsight has the benefit of telling you, you know, patterns of things that you're good at. When I was little, I asked a lot of questions, and I was always extremely inquisitive. And then I met elders, adults, that say you ask too much. Why are you always asking? And I stopped asking questions. Yeah. So don't stop asking questions. You know, sometimes adults are wrong. Now, second thing that, you know, looking at hindsight, trying to connect the dot. You know, I was not a good student at all when I was throughout my education years. You know, I always at borderline pass or fail. In Form 2, I had this extraordinary teacher. Her name is Violet Tan. You know, she made geography interesting. So every time before we start a new country, she would ask us to do a scrapbook and cut out, you know, pictures and things that you can find. So I would always go to travel agents and steal all the brochures and cut out, captions, country maps, so on and so forth. And of all the subjects that I hate, this was the only subject that I had some interest in. So in hindsight, looking at what I was doing in the previous years in publishing, I was scrapbooking as an adult. So again, you never know. Thank you. You never know, what those little callings in life create you to be the person who you are today. So, did I know what I was passionate about? No. But it's your duty when you are in the workforce for you to find out what you like, what you are good at. Dr. Yana very, very generously and kindly introduced me as the founder of Inspire Magazine, which I am. Inspire Magazine is no longer around. We've ended it for 2 years. And for the last 2 years, I've been asking myself a very important question. The question being is, if you were to do one thing and one thing only for the rest of your life and not getting paid for, what would it be? And it became very, very clear to me that answer is asking questions. So, without a platform, without a magazine, yes, you're looking at the clock right now, I'm finishing it. No, kidding. So, without.
Please ask Klaus now a question, because I want you to ask him a question.
Sure.
Because now he heard all of you, and I want to hear.
Thank you.
And you're a very good questioner.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Yana.
I experienced it.
Now, where was I? Now, so what happened is the 2.0 version of what I'm doing now is I'm continuing to be asking questions using a very different platform that is free of charge, YouTube. Yeah. So I'm going around interviewing people, asking them 2 questions, which is very dear, very near to what the conversation is tonight about. What makes you successful? What are the mistakes that you've made? And the third question is, what change are you trying to make? Now, it's amazing how simple these 3 questions are. When you listen, you don't need to talk, and people will continue to tell you. So my question to you is, Klaus, we had this very interesting conversation before you came on board to speak. And I thought that it's very intriguing that you tell me that you are white skinned, but a banana inside. Okay.
I didn't say.
And a lot of people here are banana,
Okay.
white, yellow on the inside and white on the outside. So my question to you is,
White inside.
yes, I'm jealous. My question to you is, I'm curious about the 3 different countries that you have lived in: Germany, Russia, and Brunei. Yeah, we spoke about the difference between Russia and Brunei. Prior to him coming on stage, I already was interviewing him. It's night and day, you don't want to hear too much. But I'll give you a tougher question. Yeah, what is the commonality between these 3 countries in culture? That's tough, right?
You should have asked me this question before that I could prepare. Wow, this is really a tough question. Give me, you want to talk maybe a bit first?
Do you want to go through?
Actually, this is a very good question, because we think only about the differences. We compare only, okay, what do they different than... Okay, no, I think, okay, I know a common thing. In the families, regarding which culture, which race you are, you love each other. This is everywhere the same. So, German parents love their kids in the same way like the Russians and like Bruneians. So I think this is common. Yeah.
Profound.
Yeah. So that's what I would say.
It's universal. We have more in common than we have in different. And that is probably the most important thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.